Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Industrial Faith. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Factorial 4X, your 15-minute factorial fix. This is Season 3, Episode 29. We have everything together we need. We're going to start building our canal, moat, whatchamadoozy. I don't know which way I should face it. I have no idea. I'm missing something apparently. I must not have any fuel. I thought it was powered by electricity. I was wrong. So we'll just pick up a bunch of coal. And now I'm full of coal. I'm like the stocking of a bad child on Christmas morning. Nobody gets coal in their stockings anymore. I think it's always a joke though. That's what my parents did to my sister one year. They gave her coal in her stocking. Almost broke her heart. It was hilarious. Not because my sister's heart needs to be broken, but it was, you know. Look at the fish just hanging out. So there we go. Set it up, and I'll put that in, and then I'll load that in, and I'll load those in. I'm like, yeah, all right, we're going to rock this. I want to rock right now. So I look at that, I'm like, yeah, what are we going to do? Crap. It puts it in the wrong place. So, all right, so that's that. We use landfill. But we can get it started right now. I'm just going to make a nice bank here, and then we'll go. There we go. We put it all in. We put the stuff. And the thing is, it can only hold 10 empty barrels. Look at that. Bam. Nice little border. So I believe this is where I'm going to try and make... This is where I realize, okay, I just can't run back and forth. At this point, I'm considering a train. But then again, I'm also thinking, you know, I'm just going to make a car. And then I totally just goof this whole thing up. Not realizing that I'm like, oh, I'm right next to it. And it's going to be past my moat. I was like, ah, for heaven's sake, fine. I just wasn't paying attention. The moat moves pretty quick. The moat maker extraordinaire, moves fairly quickly. I'm impressed with it. And I'll just make some more territory, some more land, because land, and I'm trying, and at this point, I just, like, what am I doing? I'm just trying to make it look as, there's no way this is going to look natural, ever. This is the most unnatural looking thing you've ever seen in your life. But, whatevs, yo. So, I'm looking at, what do I need for a car? This is where I decide I'm going to shuttle everything by car. Now, it's actually doable. It's just a train is better. It's entertaining. It's fun. You get to drive a car around. It's neat. It's vroom, vroom, vroom. You know, it's all very swish, as the English say. But we also don't have different types of cars, which would be a lot of fun. And I don't feel I have enough room here, so I'm going to build more land. So I'm going to actually start building a road. Again, watching Bentham. Bentham's roads are a little different, as in they look like roads. And he's also a decent driver. I'm not. So, and I'll make some more so I can get around and do stuff. And I realize that's not enough. Bang. Here we go. Landfill, I love you, landfill. So I just hit my microphone, and that was terrible. So, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to park the car. Where do I want to put the car? Look at the trunk. All that junk in the trunk. Now, I also try to create sort of an autofill for coal. It doesn't work. And I'm also looking at this, I'm like, oh, I can just put both in. The only problem is you have no control over what gets put in the car. And I'll learn this the hard way. The inserters put whatever they want in the car. Don't ask me how. I have no idea. I don't know what it means, but it does. So I'm trying to create a buffer here. And by create a buffer, I mean I'm trying to create a buffer so that it fills up the boxes, and then I'm looking, I'm like, all right. That's when I realized, oh, it's not filling everything up right. Dang it. So I'm going to have to reroute everything. Because we want the car to fill up. I mean, it'll never fill up evenly. I'm not gonna lie. It's never going to fill up evenly. but at the same time we want to have the most possibility of the greatest possibility of the car filling up in a non-wackadoodle manner. So here I'm just, where do I put the car? Now there's actually a lot of the car's hitbox is actually pretty big, so it's actually pretty easy to fill the car, but I'm putting it right there because I want to. Now half the fun is trying to drive the car back into that little spot, and by fun I mean it's pretty damn maddening. So yeah. So, and this will be easy, and I'm making way too many barrels. And by way too many barrels, I mean I'm making lots. And again, I need to build a buffer system for the iron pickaxe tools, Majabarino thingies. Because that'll make. Because if I don't, every time I go load up the car, it's going to load up whatever's on the belt. And it doesn't. It's actually, I think it's like a half second or something. Some silly number like that. I don't recall. But the car's blinking because there's no fuel, because I haven't put any fuel in the car. And now I want to only make 10 barrels. And so I'm going to sort of hold this where it is. And it's unloading the barrels. Yay, barrels. Yay, barrels. So here we go. And that's where I plan putting barrels back into the machine. And that one is for coal, but I noticed it fills up the car's fuel tank or energy reserve or whatever you want to call it, and then also starts filling up the car's inventory, which actually isn't that bad of a deal. It's just a little inconvenient. So here I'm trying to make a road. This is going to be my road. I'm going to make a blueprint and run the junk all over the joint. And concrete's slow, but that's why I'm building the buffer. And concrete's always going to be slow, but it doesn't require a lot of concrete to build, which is nice. So here we go. Isn't that lovely? And then I erase it because I'm like, I don't know where I want to put it. So there we go. Isn't that nice? And it just builds. Doodle-doo-doo. And I'm trying to create a decent corner for it. There we go. It looks nice. Not that I'm ever going to use it, I'll be honest. It's I'm actually, it's too fast for me. I'm not adroit enough with the car. So that's how that goes. But it's pretty neat, and I have a lot of fun building the road. Believe it or not, I'm just kind of having a good old time building the road, enjoying myself. And there's no need to build this road. And I look at that, and there's too much stuff in there. It's in the way, so I'm going to empty it like that. So, and then I'm going to go. Here's the car. Here's a nice little road for it. And this is actually too fast for this part of the factory. So I'm just going to, I'm trying to drive on. I'm like, ooh, this is crazy. So I'm taking some of the stuff out, and it'll unload, and I'll get back in the car. Now the engine has the chintziest little noise. It sounds like it's a 125cc engine. It's like, oh my god. That's when I realized, oh, this is when I realized that I need to use robots or something, because this is just, if I have to keep driving up and down and up and down, it's far better if I drive up, unload, and do it that way. So I'm gonna make a little, just like that. There we go. And I'm gonna kind of figure out how to get the car in there. Just real careful. There we go. So the car is all ready to go. It's unloading everything, and that's so I have even more that I can put in the car. And it's kind of painfully slow to unload the car, really. I mean, you still get the inserter size bonus, but it just feels slow. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. It's like, okay, fine. And so I'm, what am I doing? Oh, I'm gonna go see what got damaged driving over here. Driving on the road. I don't like it. It's too fast. I don't mind driving fast in real life. I quite enjoy it. Not that I'm breaking any speed limits. Oh no, wouldn't do that. That's not kosher. It's not proper cricket. but I am in this game. The driving is weirdly fast. I hear it. This is the good road, and I'm sort of screw it, putting it in my inventory. You can carry a car in your pocket, damn Skippy. And so I'm looking at, I need to start making logistic robots and stuff like that. And once, my thinking at this point is that if I can get logistic robots working down there, I'm not going to mind loading up the car and having it unload there. So I just need to make requester chests and active providers. And heck, I probably could make passive providers. I haven't done enough with them that I really know what the difference is. Sorry, coffee break. But then again, I should look it up just to see what I'm missing. Because robots are fantastic. If you ever watch any of the other YouTubers, you'll find they rely on robots a lot because robots really can do a good job. And you don't need to do a lot of tomfoolery with belts and stuff like that. You can just... Oh, you can do all kinds of stuff, let's put it that way. So I'm going to... What is this? Did I build the... Which one did I build? Okay, so I built the one for robots. So there's my active providers. And I'm putting everything in there. And did I build... There we go. Roboport. So I give it some power. I'm going to drop some logistics robots in it. And look at it go. I'm just like, this is great. I don't have to do anything. The only problem is at this point, I think at some point I start thinking, well, why don't I just move the whole water operation down here? I mean, there's no point to drive the empty barrels back, fill them back up. So that's what I'm doing right there. I'm like, I'm having it put the barrels in that requester chest so I can go ahead and... So they're separate. And here I'm driving. Ooh, I'm so cool. Trying to park it. Ooh, I was so worried I was going to hit those things. And that's when I'm like, oh wait, I put it in the wrong one. I put the barrels in the wrong thing. So emptying them out, put them in there, and it fills them up. I mean, that's great. It fills up the barrels, but at the same time, why do I have to drive all the way up here? I've got bombs. I can make a water refilling area down there. Especially considering that there's stuff I can do. So I'm moving those because I really don't want to. There's a high risk of me hitting them with this this car that is less controllable than your average Mario Kart machine. So look at it go. Wow. Going crazy. I'm just saying, take all of them. So it's going to unload all the stuff. And I'm going to, because I don't have to be there to babysit it with this system, at least not a lot, I can set it up. I don't have enough walls. I can set it up that I don't have to babysit it. I just put in defenses and set up roboports. I'm golden. And the terraforming machine is always going to be close enough to a set of, what do you call it, turrets, that it's safe. I don't have to worry about it suddenly getting wrecked. So here's where I'm going to start doing the active providers. And you need power, of course, for the inserters. And I'm going to, and this is where I was sort of, oh, I didn't even think about that. What are you doing? I don't know. So did I build a, and so that's going to be, yeah, I'm still fooling around with the barrels. I haven't figured out that I need to just stop screwing around with the barrels. So here I'm watching, I'm just like, this is really neat. I really, really, really like this. It's fantastic. I may have to go to the Factorio forums and tell the guy, hey, this is great, man. So here I'm going to pull up, it's going to unload. Now I need to make another buffer system like I have up there, because this is really too slow, to be honest. And again, spoiler alert, I will end up setting up a train, but not for this one. I will get this one completely done, and then sort of sit there and go, I can't, no, just never again. And because I've got the train set up, I actually think I'm going to have the train running to all the places that do the what do you call it? That make the moat for me. So here I'm just sort of, there we go. Unload my darlings. And yeah, the car is a neat way to do things. It's a silly way to do things, especially since we have access to trains. There's absolutely no point to be doing any of this stuff. And my timer's still running. Oh, I forgot to turn it off 100 minutes ago. Oopsie. So, and here I'm moving the RoboPort because I'm like, I don't need it up there. Now, what I could do is I could set up a big giant line of guns and the RoboPorts and just walk away, which is not a shabby thing to do. But because I have the RoboPorts there, everything's going to run just fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are wrapping this up. Thank you for joining me for the latest episode of Factorial 4X, your 15-minute Factorial fix. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a good night, and bye-bye.